Hi friends, it's me Nikki here with my home office refresh. If you're on my Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, you already know about this and you knew this video was coming. But basically, I needed to refresh my office for the spring and summer. I was starting to feel kind of bored with it. This is a space I come to every day to work from. And when you work in a space every day, sometimes you have to kind of switch it up to kind of motivate yourself again. So I needed to do that. I did want to do it on a budget. I didn't want to spend any money. So I want to show you my tips on how I did that with spending minimal money, but it gave me such a huge boost in motivation. So let's get started. So my first tip is to shop your home. Go around your home and find different items, decorative accessories, frames, and things that you can use in the space to kind of give it a refresh. It's like a free shopping trip at home. So that's what I did with these frames here. These frames used to be above my coffee bar in my old kitchen. You may remember that. But when we did the renovation to the kitchen, there was no longer a place for these frames. So they work perfect in this office, along with this cabinet that I got a couple years ago at home that I had in my woman cave. I was going to do a coffee bar up there, then I changed my mind. So together these two are perfect in my office to give it a refresh. I printed out some free printables and put it in the frames. They look new and fresh. I love that they're white, so they give that pop of color for the spring and summer, or not color, just kind of a pop of brightness, I should say, for the spring and summer. But again, for free, I have a whole new look in this corner here, and I'm absolutely in love with it. Now, on top of this cabinet here, I had this kind of organizer that I've had for about 10 years, and I painted it ivory, of course, so that it matches everything. And it's great for storing my home planner, and I have my address, my Erin Condren address book here, and my big Erin Condren notebook. So it's easy to get to. I don't have to sit it on my desk where it take up a lot of space. Just moving some accessories around on top. I have my lamp here and with my teal shade, and you will notice that what I do is I kind of keep my background neutrals like my walls and my furniture, because those are the most expensive things. So I don't want to have to pay to change those out when I want to switch things up. And I kind of give punches of color with my accessories because they're cheaper to replace. So if I ever got tired of this teal lampshade, I can buy a new one for a couple dollars, and it really doesn't cost me a lot of money. And the great thing about putting the cabinet here, I now have space for my supplies. A lot of my supplies I would kind of keep upstairs if I couldn't fit them in the drawers downstairs, because I didn't have a lot of places to store supplies up here, so I would keep them mainly in my woman cave. But now it's much more convenient to keep it down here so that I can then get to them easily. I don't really have to keep going up and down the stairs and things like that. And I love how this cabinet works in here because I can close it off. I don't really have to see all of my supplies anymore, and I like that. I really love that. And I just keep it simple in here, and I love that I can close this off. But basically, this is a space where I keep those things like office supplies that I buy. I am an office supply junkie. I love buying all kinds of office supplies, but I do use them. So this section here is where I keep all the new items. Like when I order something online or I purchase something, I'll throw it over here until I can sort where it's actually going to have its permanent home. Like I just got my new Faxes, the gold ones. I'm in love with them. On my At Work with Nikki channel, I hope to give you a kind of overview of those soon. I'm planning on doing a video on that soon. But basically, these are kind of supplies and things that I just recently bought that don't have a home yet. And then here is just kind of where I store things. Like I have these little cube things that I got from Home Goods, and they're great for those things like a surplus of staples, or I have things like my tape for my label makers. I keep all those in there, those random chargers, all those things in these little cubbies here. I love journals. I get sent journals by my subscribers that I love with inspirational quotes. I buy them in the store every time I see them. I use them all the time. And so here are all my new journals, and I keep them stacked here so that when I need them, I can just pull a new one whenever I need a new one. Down below here's where I keep just random supplies like note cards, and I have my laptop kind of cooler pad, and I have some binders that I bought. I got them for I think 50 cents or $1 on clearance at Staples. Notepads, and I don't even have this labeled yet, but that's just where I keep things like that. And I got these little bins here from Office Depot in the C. Jane work section. So everything fits here great, compact, and easily able to get to it. So I'm really happy with how I refreshed the space. It really functions for me. It gives me a new look. It gives me more storage in my actual home office so that I don't have to store things upstairs in my woman cave slash, kind of workshop. But here it just works so perfect. So I love it. I really am happy with that section there. So now let's move into, I wanted to share with you the curtains. This is something that I did purchase, but it was huge for the space because the thing about it, it really gave it a huge refresh. It was very inexpensive fix. I think I paid right at $30 for the curtains from Marshall's, but look how much I think it adds to the room for the spring and summer. It gives it a pop of color, it gives it a pop of texture, and it's so worth the $30 for what it gave me. And this was really the only thing I had to purchase for the room to kind of give the room a whole new look. So I love that about that. But the curtains, when I saw them in the store, I was a little afraid at first because I'm not really one that's big. You guys know me, you know, on florals and all of that. But when I saw them, I just knew that this linen fabric with the teal color that I love was going to be perfect. And that's another thing I want to say is, when you want to motivate your office, you have to use a color that motivates you. I know you all are so tired of seeing me post this on Instagram, or everything I buy seems to be this color, but this is the color that motivates me. When I walk in my office, this is the color that makes me happy, so that's why I go with it. And these were a set of curtains in teal for 16 bucks that when I was in Marshall's I grabbed, because I figured in the wintertime if I wanted to switch them out, it was only $16 for the set. I thought it was a great deal for me to be able to switch them out in the wintertime. So all in all, I love the curtains. I think it's a huge impact in refreshing the space. So again, my next tip is to pick a motivating color for the space, especially if it's one you're working in. You want something that is going to kind of liven you up, make you happy, something that gets your brain flowing, and this does that. When I walk in here in the morning, even I'm not a morning person, so I kind of need some pick-me-ups, and this color is my pick-me-up, so I tend to go with it. But if you notice in my house, the background, the more expensive things like the walls and the furniture, I keep them neutral, because if I ever want to change the color, it's not going to be expensive because the pops of color are in my little small inexpensive accessories, minus my teal chair that I absolutely love. I had to purchase that a couple years ago, so I do like that. But all in all, I try to keep everything like rugs and all of that neutral, because if I do want to switch up, I can do it inexpensively. Change out the vase, change out the curtains, things like that. But again, pick that color that is going to motivate you, make you happy, and this is it for me. So now let me tell you about the desk. I didn't really move the desk too much. I angled it more, so I like the angle a little better. This desk cost me $2.50 a while back from Goodwill. You might remember the video on that. I painted it with the chalk paint. It's very durable. I love, 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 love my desk. It is so easy to keep things organized. I have 2 file cabinets on each side where I keep files in one. I keep my binders in the other. When I'm sitting there working, I can easily get to one or the other. It just really functions well for me, and I love that it's a nice, beautiful, sturdy desk. I'm sorry it looks a little cluttered right now. I've been working all day, and then I stopped to film this for you all, and so my desk is a little crazy right now, but it just really functions well for me. So now I want to take you to the other side of the room to kind of show you how I have that put together. So on this side of the room, you'll see the 2 mirrors here. Ignore that. One of the mirrors is coming down. When I was kind of refreshing the room, I knew I was going to put this white mirror, the rustic mirror in here that used to be in my living room, because we're redoing the living room. You guys know I gave all the furniture to my son when he got married. So this, our living room is empty and is a project in the works. And so that mirror didn't have a place anymore. And so I thought it would be perfect above my little kind of cabinet I had in my office from Pier 1. And the mirror against that back wall, the silver one, that's going to go somewhere else, but I'm going to put a big ivory clock there eventually. But on this cabinet here is just kind of where I keep some accessories, again, shopping my home. And I got a little clock here, I have a little kind of vase that I shop my home for. And then I have my home management system here along with the candle. I did pick this candle up in Marshall's when I got the curtains. I thought that it was too cute and I loved it, and it smelled beautiful, so I thought it was perfect for the office. But you all remember my home management system. It's one of the first or second videos that I did on my YouTube channel years and years ago. So I'm going to do an updated tour of that, or updated you on that. I've been getting some requests for that. But I love that I can sit here, and when you walk in, my husband can get to it, I can get to it. And the little candle here provides a little ambiance every day. It's eucalyptus and mint. It smells so refreshing. Great scent to have in the morning when you start your work day. I love that it has the gold top that coordinates with the silver base that I have here. Now in this cabinet that I got from Pier 1, I just keep more office accessories. The drawer here is where I keep my printer paper, and I keep my printer cartridges for my laser printer. And the printer is wireless, so we can put it anywhere in the house, so it doesn't necessarily have to be in my office. And we have a kind of work closet upstairs that we would typically keep it in, but we're thinking about bringing it downstairs. But I don't use the printer a lot. Now this middle drawer is where I keep all of my envelopes for like when I mail out giveaway prizes or mail out anything, and I actually need to restock it with some just plain envelopes. I gotta remind myself to do that, but this is just kind of where I keep envelopes. And then the top drawer here, I've kind of cleaned out. It was getting a little cluttered, so I cleaned it out, and it's a work in process right now, so just don't pay any attention to it. I've cleared everything out, and I'm starting to try to put things back in, and I've pulled organizational solutions and stuff. And so this is one thing I do want to show you. This is a nail polish holder, but it's perfect for my SD cards because I use a ton of SD cards making videos, and so I'm going to label it for each SD card of what it's for, and it's a great way to store it. So I'll post this on my Instagram when the drawer is finished so you can see the completed look, because I don't have anything in there now. So once that's done, I'll show you this completed drawer. And my final tip, friends, is to rearrange the room. When you get bored with your space and you need to get motivated about your space again, move the furniture around in that room. It will give you a new vibe in the space. It will feel fresh and new again. That's what I did in my office, and it so works. So I love that about it. I've been enjoying my new space that's refreshed, and it's working great. I got my new computer here, which I got to get the cords in order. My husband's going to do that and kind of get my desk cleaned off, so ignore the mess. But it really was fun sharing this with you. If you have any questions, let me know. Definitely leave me a comment below. I love hearing from you. I hope you all are doing great. I'll see you at the next video. And this is Nikki saying goodbye.